Okay, so what I've done is I've heated them up and I've drilled these three spots out. You've got to be careful that you don't go all the way through. So I've just got rid of a lot of material there. Now I just want to tip all that material out to see how far I've done, how I've done, if it's good enough, if I've got to drill some more, whatever. So it's a bit tricky. You've got to play with it. You can't rush a job like this. You've just got to experiment. And every time I've done this job, I've done it in a slightly different way, hopefully slightly better way. One can say I'm learning on the job, because there's no instructions on how to fit this. Well, there is, but it tells you, oh yeah, just take the door panel off and swap them over, which is not very helpful. And I've only been in the garage repair side for 50 years. I'm 70, 54 years. I started when I was 16, and I've never seen such a stupid, ridiculous way to put a door handle on. And there you go, one lives and learns, one hopes. Now, let's see how I'm doing. Yeah, those two are off. And you can see now, it's got free movement. So the last one I did was easy because all the stuff was broken off. So I think I'm trying to take it out this way. There it is. Now you can see what's happened to it. Crappy, isn't it? And there's no weight to them at all, and you can't repair them, and you wouldn't want to take the risk of repairing them. Now, when you put this stuff back, you've got to practice before you put this part in here. You've got to practice with part of the door. So come this away, and let's get it right. Here is the door pull. So when the handle is when you pull the handle activated, what happens is it opens the catch. So this goes in there. That goes in there, and when it's on in the door panel, believe you me, it's a very tricky operation to get that in there and that clip on. There it is, it's on now. Now you can see that has to slot in there. Then this wonderful contraption, what a pile of old crap that is, has to be fitted in to stop it popping out. So you put that bit goes on the top, and then that bit slots in there, and that's it. That's assembled. In fact, it goes that way. So that's assembled. So if I close the door, or if I simulate the door being closed, there we go. That's the door being closed. Now I can pull the handle, and now it's open. Make sure I don't trap any wires, break anything. So that's working. So before you try to assemble the side, do practice with this stupid clip, because you need somebody to help you hold the door panel up while you get the door handle cable on and some of the other cables on. You need somebody standing in there on the other side of the door. You need to stand here or vice versa, and you need to assemble this properly and nicely. I'm now going to cut, and I'm going to put this back in, and then I'm going to show you how you can secure this. If you want to secure it with glue, or if you have a heat gun, you can use cable ties. Right, I've got the handle in. I've got it positioned in the right position. Now, what I've got to do is I've got to make sure the handle doesn't flop out or come out. And I've got to either heat it and melt some cable ties, or I've got to put a bit of glue in. First of all, I've got to take this out and the block of wood out. And then I've got to double check to make sure I've got all this in the right position, because I don't want to glue it if I haven't got it in the right position. There we go. There. I just want to have a look on this side. Yeah, that's all present and correct. So there are no screws to hold it in. It's just this handle is now in position by the fact that this thing is in position. But what I want to do now is I want to use my heat gun, and I want to use some cable ties to secure that, there. But what you've got to be very careful of is when you're using the heat gun, you don't melt this bloody thing, or here. You don't put the heat gun anywhere near this one. So in fact, I'm just going to use the heat gun there. I'm going to use the heat gun there. I'm going to put some glue in there, and then the heat gun here, and wherever else it's parted company where these two have parted company. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to use the heat gun there because I don't want to get this hot. If I get this hot and I melt it, I've screwed myself, and I don't like doing that. So I'll see you guys later after I've done all this. Hi again. I've got the handle in. It's fitting in nicely. I have heated up here, here, here and here, and what I've done is I put some glue around there because I don't really want to heat that area up. And what I've done is I've left it for an hour, and very soon the glue will be set, and then I can start putting everything back on again and having a fiddle with the switch, the connector, and putting this thing back on. Before you put that on, before you've assembled this handle, have a practice on the car, putting the cable on, putting that clip on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. Practice first, because when it's up, you will have achy hands trying to get all this stuff on. So it's worthwhile giving a little practice. And I know I've got quicker at this job because I've done about 20 of them now, and they are a pain in the neck. See you in a minute after I've got the panel on and in position. And so what I've done, I've struggled to get the door hitched on. You have to hold the door panel at that angle. You have to lift it up and drop it down. I've got my two cables for my switch in position. I've managed to put my tweeter wire on. To take this panel off you can or you don't have to, it's completely up to you. But I always like to take it off just in case I can't get to it. I've got that in, I've got my light underneath. I'm just going to assemble that up, because what I want to do now is I want to shut the door and make sure the door opens from the inside before I assemble the unit up. This is a epoxy thing. No, it goes this way. No, I'll try the other way. Yeah, that's it. So what I want to do, shut the door gently. It opens. And it opens. So now all I've got to do is put all the peripheries back on. My two screws here, my switch there, this little thing at the top. Make sure the poppers all line up, and I've got all my other stuff all ready and waiting to assemble. I hope you have enjoyed my little video. This job has taken me about an hour and a half. I've needed help, somebody to hold the panel for me. So don't try and do it single-handedly. And it is definitely a garage job. It's not a do-it-yourself job for a skilled amateur mechanic at home, because you do need lots and lots of little trivial little bits of kit to help you overcome the wonderfully stupid design of this door. Good luck.